Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. Now, before I get started, I do want to let you guys know that we have a really cool event we have been invited to. This is one of the first events, I think, that we actually get, paid to go and everything like that. So it's going to be really interesting. It's from Xiaomi, and it's going to be some of their accessory products that are coming to the US or that are in the US right now already. So we're going to take a look at all these kind of things. So I will be visiting New York. Anyone that lives in New York, I know some of our viewers do, please let me know where to go. Yeah. All right, let's get started with the news. And the first bit of news is going to be, first off, it looks like the Galaxy F now has a new name. Now, last week and the last couple weeks, we've been referring to it as the Galaxy Flex because that was the name everyone was beginning to call it. However, a filing just labeled it as the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Now, I think this is an interesting choice. It's not, I think Flex is a better name, but let me know what you guys think. The Galaxy Fold. It lets you know what it's all about. It's a foldable smartphone, really foldable. So really kind of curious to see how it is going to be. What do you think the best name for this foldable phone would be? Do you like the name Galaxy Fold? I think it's good. This is an application filing, so it's pretty official. I think we can safely say this is going to be the name. Galaxy Fold is going to be the name it is given. Let me know what you guys think. I think names are important to really get everything going. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right. Now, the next bit of news is going to be from a huge leaker that always has leaked out Samsung stuff over the past year, and that is Ice Universe. If you're not following him on Twitter, you definitely should. Now, basically, he has stated that all of the S10s are going to have the hole in the display. So the hole punch out in the display. However, the S10 Plus is going to have a dual camera in the front, so it's actually going to have a different looking hole display. So to see, kind of get a better idea of how that is going to look like, these are some mock-ups. So this is going to be how the S10 Plus seemingly looks like. It'll be either a two hole punch separate kind of style or a kind of oval shape one. Honestly, these are a lot better in my opinion than the notch style display. Easily better than the one found on the iPhone or the Pixel phone. Simply for the fact that just they're so much smaller. You're not trying to fit the earpiece or the speaker. You're not trying to fit any of that. You just have the hole punch out for the camera and nothing else. So I like that they're so much smaller. You're not trying to fit anything else in there. Not a notification dot, nothing else, just the camera. But I still want rather a full screen display. But it's a improvement. They never went the notch route. Still not where I would want it though. Let me know what you guys think. I don't mind B. I like B more than A. Which one do you guys like actually out of the two? Which one do you prefer? A or B design? Let me know in the comments section which is your preferred design. I feel like I would have to go with B. I just think it's a little bit nicer looking, but let me know what you guys think. Alright, now we also have some updates on the cameras themselves on the rear camera side. So on the rear camera side, this is what we can expect. So first off, we have the S10 Lite. This version is supposed to have a single front-facing camera and dual rear camera, so one extra for zoom. Same with the, the S10 was originally thought to have dual front camera. Now we're hearing something different. Now we're hearing only the S10 Plus is going to have the dual front cameras. Again, we will have to see how that changes as we hear more. But now I'm strongly more believing there's going to be only one camera on the front for the regular S10, and the S10 Plus will have the dual camera. So it will have the same as the Lite. Then the S10 Plus is going to have the triple camera on the back. So you're going to have the dual front-facing cameras as we just saw, and then you're going to have a triple camera, one being the wide angle as well. So you're going to have a regular, a zoom, and a wide on the S10 Plus. Then you have the S10 5G. Now this one is expected to possibly come out later in the year, so not at the same time as the regular S10 and S10 Plus. You should not get this version in my opinion unless they really add more features to it. 5G is not worth getting next year. I will have a video on that coming in the next couple of weeks. But dual front camera, and this one will have 4 rear cameras, one being a precision focal camera. So basically you're just going to get better blur shots, kind of like how Huawei has done in the past with some of theirs. But that is what we expect from these cameras. Overall, it is what I expect. I really have loved having a triple camera on the V40, which we are going to be getting a review for next week. And definitely the Mate 20 Pro has just been awesome having a triple camera. I'm definitely going to do a video on just, I think, triple camera technology in general, but I'm going to definitely go over it on those 2 reviews because it is just so much better in my opinion than just having even something like a pixel camera where you have a really good solid 1 camera, but it's nothing like having a wide and rear. And it's really sucks because the selfie camera I love for the Pixel because of the boost wide camera I get. So why couldn't you give me that on here? That's just my thought process. Definitely when I was traveling, the V40 was one of my primary cameras simply because I could do zoom and wide all in one phone, and that was just so much better. Alright, now we had a bunch of news, and this has been updated, so I'm really glad we're doing it today because it literally was updated today again on the death of Hangouts. So let's get this started. 2019 is last year to use Google Hangouts if you haven't moved already. So what does that mean? So apparently what all this started from was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of Hangouts eventually. And then someone said a timeline is 2019. Google has since disputed that there is any timeline out in the public, or set in stone, you could say. So they have disputed this, like, no, look, we have no thing that you've been misinformed. This is not happening like this. No decisions have been made about that. There will plans to eventually upgrade everyone to chat or meet. Chat, basically they're 2 separate versions of Hangouts, which is stupid to me because Hangouts, the whole point of it is that you can do multiple things in one app. Hangouts is actually what I used and my family used when we were on vacation, because you could call someone or video chat with someone over Wi-Fi or over LTE, and you can make free calls without any kind of roaming or anything like that. That was ideal, of course. Like, basically when we were on a ship, my mom had Wi-Fi and I had Wi-Fi for both of our respective rooms, so I could just call her on Hangouts. And it was perfect. And yes, there are other apps that could do it, but the fact that I have an instant messaging app and a voice chat app and a video app all in one, why do I want separate apps? It's better just to have an all-in-one app. Hangouts is superior to Allo and Duo, and you know, the new one they're going to call is going to be called Chat, which is confusing because now they have Hangout Chat too, and it's just like, Google, stop. You used to be better than this. But so it was a long thing between the 9 to 5 Google reporter and the person who's in charge of Hangouts. And basically, you know, they said they will eventually migrate everyone to these new services, and that is when they will establish it. But I want to tell you right now, Mr. Scott Johnson, who is in charge of Hangouts, you're messing it up. By doing this, you will mess Hangouts up, because Hangouts, an all-in-one app, is superior to these separate apps. Now, right now, these versions of Hangouts are only on Enterprise, so you can't get it right now. But it's just so much. It's like, Hangouts should have been the ultimate answer to iMessage. It should have been the default text messaging app. It should have been the default video chat app. It should have been everything that iMessage is. But Google and their developers and manufacturers couldn't get it together and see what the potential of Hangouts was. And because of that, we've had lackluster wannabes like Samsung's, what do you call it? What's Samsung's? Chat-on was one that Samsung tried. That was an instant messenger. Google Hangouts was better than Allo and Duo because it's just not as good. It's just, why have two separate apps when you should just have all in one? Like iMessage. Like, I don't understand why Google is being so stupid when it comes to instant messaging and video chatting. It's so simple. They had the solution, but they never executed it properly. So yeah, but yeah, there was a lot of talk with here, and you know, a little catty too, I will say. If you want to read the article, it's pretty fun. But yeah, Hangouts is just such a disappointment because Google has messed something up that was amazing, and they just really messed it up. Alright, now back on different topics. Let's go back to foldable phones, but this one being LG's foldable phone, which I'm really excited because we are supposedly going to get this at CES, at least announced, and we've already set up our time to meet with LG at their booth, so I can't wait for that at CES. Really excited for that. So this patent shows what they plan on it looking like. Now, basically the concept is it again folds out, so this is the front of the phone, which is pretty wide, I will say, and then this is it unfolded. Now this is the back. It looks like the two hinge of the Axon, what was it, the Axon X, I think it was called, Axon's foldable phone, the ZTE foldable phone that was in AT&T last year, I want to say it was in 2017. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. Overall, it's kind of what I expect, and yeah, really interesting to see what a dual screen phone from LG would look like. And quite frankly, I'm really excited for these kind of dual phones, just different. And again, if they don't have any kind of seam right there, I think it's just going to be a pretty exciting year, to be honest, and a very different year for phones. I think you're going to get so much attention if you have one of the first foldable phones. It's going to be that same thing that I always talk about, where when I had the Galaxy Note Edge, the first Edge screen phone, every time I went to a Starbucks, I was doing paperwork, sending off emails and things like that, people would literally tap me on the shoulder and just like ask me like, what is that? Like, and that is what this is. That is what this is. You will get noticed. You will get asked questions on what is this? Like, you will get looks, and that's what I think is really cool. All right, and then the last bit of news, which I thought was kind of interesting. So we saw how much attention Samsung Galaxy Note 9 got with Fortnite. They invested in Fortnite, and it really paid off for them. So now Samsung is prepared to do the same with Niantic. Niantic, you may know as the creators of Pokemon Go, and before that, Ingress. Now, they're going to be making a Harry Potter-like version of Pokemon Go next year, and Samsung is going to have exclusives on that. So they're investing $40 million into this so that when Harry Potter's Wizards Unite is the current running title, comes out next year, you are going to get exclusives, which means I am now going to buy my wife an S10 if it comes out with the S10, or the Note if it comes out with the Note, because that is one thing she will want. So yeah, so really kind of cool. I think it's kind of interesting that gamers are being targeted more so now, and why not? Why not target more niches to really sell your product to more users? Because gamers are ones that do upgrade and like to upgrade every year so that they have the latest and greatest so they can play their games at peak performance. With the rise of esports, with the rise of all this kind of stuff, this just seems like good to invest in games. Although this is a much more casual game, I will say, than Fortnite is competitively. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about those kind of moves. Do you think it's a good idea for those kind of moves to start happening more? Let me know in the comment section. Alright guys, now that we are done with the news, we are going to get to your comments. So if you have any questions you would like to ask, just ask them in the comment section and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright, let's get started. This definitely something is going to enjoy. Love the foldable phone they're making. Oh, this is definitely something I'm going to enjoy, I think is what you meant. The foldable phone is something worth making. I definitely think it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be different, which we need right now. Phones, I feel like, have gotten really stale or stagnant, I guess you could say, in terms of innovation. Like, we're getting more battery life, which we want. We're getting things like that, but we want more. So, yeah. Let's see. How are you doing, Ricky? Good, good. Really hope the S10 keeps the headphone jack. I hope so, too. No real update on that, but man, I'm gonna do a video this upcoming week, probably tomorrow or Tuesday. It's coming out, and it's gonna be really something that addresses what Samsung did this year and what we hope to see from them next year. Hey Ricky, Note 9 Exynos is okay, or S60 Snapdragon 845 version is better? Yeah, so the Exynos version is good, and the Exynos version usually get the dual SIM for getting the Exynos version as well, so that's kind of a cool perk. I will say that the Snapdragon version seems to have better graphics and it's a bit faster. However, the Exynos version tends to have about half an hour longer battery. Those are your big differences, but not something dramatic, I would say. What's a new beginning for a galaxy? I mean, is that a philosophical question or what? Hey Ricky, got my beer ready for the drinking game. If you don't know, every time I say, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded because you asked a bunch of questions, everyone has to drink. What's up, Ricky? Hope you and your family are great. Happy holidays to you and your family. Well, thank you, Stealth. I really appreciate that. Hi, Ricky. How's the night life going? Nightlife? What nightlife do I have? I'm a parent. I don't have a nightlife. No, but it's gonna be cool to go on this trip. I'm really kind of curious to see how to go. Flex sounds better. Yeah, I do agree with that as well. I don't mind the name. Sounds good to me. Are you going to review the Huawei Mate 20X? Probably not. Simply for the fact that the Huawei Mate 20 Pro paid for that out of the studio budget. So yeah, I can't really afford to buy every phone. And Huawei, basically, I have a US contact, but I don't have an international contact for Huawei, which means if the phone doesn't come to the US, we don't get the thing. So like Huawei has sent us phones that are in the US typically, but not necessarily outside the US, or even a laptop. The laptop that they sold in the US, we did get to review that, but those are the differences. What are the chances that the S10 will not have a punch-out hole, cut-out hole, and very bezels are which I would prefer? I would prefer that as well, to be honest, over a punch-out hole, but as of right now, it's kind of crunch time for them. They will decide on their final design in December, basically, if they haven't already. So really within the next week or two, they will have the final design picked. Yes, there still are multiple designs, and that's why different leaks say different things. But by the end of next week, I would assume that design is picked. Times Square at night, ground zero. Got it. Okay. I'm not too far away from that, actually, from what I've gathered. The Note 9 Exynos copper color 128 60 is only 650 bucks worth it. I think that's an amazing price for a Note 9. To get it for 650, that's really good, especially when you're not trading in anything. Like, you can get it for around that price if you're trading in something right now for a new Snapdragon version, but with deals and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Why is the Honor View 10 so powerful but can't handle Fortnite? It's really probably the processor. So here's the thing. MediaTek graphics cards aren't the best. However, I will say that it's actually the new one has done better on this version, which we're going to do the benchmark comparison between this one and the iPhone and the OnePlus 6T. So that video is coming as well. But MediaTek graphics card aren't as good, I would say. So that's just one thing to kind of note. Let's see. Cruise NY Harbor on a water taxi. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I have enough time for the water taxi, but I would be interested. So on designs, if you prefer the 2 punch holes or the 1 oval shape, we are getting B being the oval shape, B, I would be as well, B as well, B. So everyone does prefer the same one as me, more of an oval shape than the 2 hole punches. A gives you more screen, but B looks more like Nostroli. Nostril. Love the Note. No, whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. Let's see. The Apple YouTubers I follow are making a big deal about the S10. Yeah, it's really kind of interesting. I mean, it really is a big deal. The 10th anniversary, right? It just gained so much hype on its own. I mean, look how much hype was gained on the iPhone because of all of that. So, yeah, no, it gains hype for sure. The 10th anniversary phone, I think it's going to be pretty exciting. I can't wait to see how it turns out. When is the Disney streaming service launching? The Disney streaming service is supposedly launching by the end of 2019, but we have heard it's more towards the end as of right now. We'll have to see if that changes, but as of right now, it's the end of 2019. So I think it's smart. I mean, you know, they have two really big movies to concentrate on as a studio. You have Captain Marvel and you have Infinity War. That, you have to imagine, is going to take so much of their resources. Besides, you know, everything else they're doing, and The Lion King. So you really do have a lot on their plate, I would say, with those three movies alone. And I think then after all that, then they can really focus their marketing on their streaming service thereafter. When is the Note 9 4K video recording max out at 510? Why is there a max out? While iPhone and others are unlimited. I can't really answer why they do that. Now, the reason for generally limiting is for heating purposes. So your phone can get really hot. That's one thing. That's the same thing as cameras. Some cameras will overheat, like I'm talking about professional cameras, will overheat after a certain amount of time. So what they'll do is they'll cut the video in intervals. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons I would assume. The other reason, it could be the limitations of the current Snapdragon processor, and that might change with the newer Snapdragon processor. But yeah, I don't know if there is one that shoots in 4K at 60 frames per second and doesn't limit. I'm trying to remember if the OnePlus does or doesn't. I have it over there, but yeah, that's my just a few of the thoughts behind it, but I don't know why Samsung specifically does it. Any news on the Note 10 coming out? No, the Note 10, if it does come out, it will be around August time, like normal. So yeah, nothing yet. The newly renovated Apple Store on 59th Street Ave, if it's completed. I see. Well, I'm coming this week, so I don't know if it'll be completed by then or if it's already been done. I personally loved Hangouts. I think Google should have proved on it. It would have been improved on it. It would have been Google's version of iMessage. I completely agree. You can use WhatsApp. It has everything instead of Hangouts. I could. I liked Hangouts being linked to my Google account, and it was just, I don't know, so much more ideal for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna figure something out once Hangouts goes away, to be honest. So just trying to avoid it till then. I mean, like literally 3 of my best friends I communicate with on Hangouts. My wife I communicate with on Hangouts. We don't text message, we hang out. So it's just for my daughter, for emergencies, we hang out. So it's just like Hangouts is my main form of messaging, to be honest. B&H. I wonder if I will have time to go to B&H. Ooh. How early do they open? Maybe I can go before I leave for the airport. That would be interesting. That would be a cool place. I completely did not think of B&H. Unfortunately, I arrive like at 10 p.m. at night. So on Thursday, and then the event is Friday, and then Saturday I'm leaving. So yeah. Note 9 super slow-mo. Is there any way to make the whole video slow-mo instead of just the middle? To be honest, I don't use the Note 9 super slow-mo. The Note 9 slow-mo, so not the super one, is so much better. 1080p at 240 frames is better in my opinion than the 720p at 960 frames or whatever. I think that's right. For me, it's just a much better quality. You already slow-mo it enough, but it's just not granular, and you're not using the secondary camera as well, so it's not so zoomed in. But no, it does have its limitations, and that's the perfect thing about the regular slow-mo. The entire thing can be slow-mo. So that's my take on that. Exxon M, that was the bendable phone or foldable phone. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. Hey, and we got our first super chat of the day. I appreciate it. Quiet Storm, how are you doing this fine day? Also greetings. Thank you, Quiet Storm. I really appreciate that. I am doing fine. Pretty relaxing week, I will say. Worked, got stuff done, and yeah, really kind of changing. I got my laptop. For those of you who don't know, I am moving from a laptop desktop setup to a pure laptop setup. So going to be doing a video on that on the laptop that I'll be using to do all that. But yeah, really can't wait. Let's see. If you haven't released your Galaxy Watch review video, do you think it's too late to release it because so many other creators have done it already? I'm gonna be releasing it, and I still do it. And I don't know if there is a bad time to release it because there's always people that look on videos months later. And yes, other ones already have way more views already, obviously. But yeah, I'm still gonna release it just because, like, what did I see? I saw even CNET got a phone that other reviewers had for a long time already. So yeah, no, I still believe that, yeah, that you can do it after a month or 2 or 2 months. This one's 3 months, but yeah, I'm still gonna do it, and it's been late, yeah, but there's not too much to talk about, to be honest, except for the good points and the improvement points, and that's it, kind of thing. Like I don't know, it's kind of it's interesting. What's the difference between the newest Samsung Galaxy Watch and the previous model other than battery? The UI is different as well. For instance, when you swipe down, there is something called theater mode on this one built into it. Before, I had to download a third-party app, and it didn't work anymore after a few updates that Samsung did to their Tizen OS. But that's another one. I will say battery just has to be considered the biggest one, though. Battery is just so much better. So yeah, those would be the two. I mean, that would be the main thing. Battery and the UI itself. Those are the two major differences. And small tweaks like that, like different widgets, like little things. But yeah. Did you get the 4K Fire Stick? How do you like it? I did not get the 4K Fire Stick. I've just not been a fan of Amazon's Fire OS. I prefer Google services. I'm so just tied to Google services, which, you know, Google services are great because I can use them on Android, I can use them on Mac, I can use them on iOS, I can use them on Windows, I can use them everywhere, kind of except Fire OS. That's the thing where Fire OS has not been appealing to me for that reason. So yeah, they're just not appealing to me. Even though I am gonna do a review on the Cube. What's that one? Fire TV, I think it's called. That one I will do, the Fire TV Cube or something like that, because that has Alexa built into it and it can control your TV. So I did get one of those. I have one. It's literally upstairs. I just have to set it up with the TV, and yeah, it's gonna be a cool one to set up. This Cyber Monday, I got a good deal on a Gear S3 Classic for $100. That is a really good price. Cool, that's a really good price. How can I uninstall Android Pie from the S9? If you have the Android Pie on the S9, the only way to uninstall it is basically reflashing it backwards. So I'm assuming you flashed it to get it on there. If you did, you have to reflash it to get an older version. XDA developers would be the best way. I'm actually going to, I've gotten my old S9, my S9 Plus ready. I have downloaded all the things I need to flash this to Android One UI, so I will be doing that shortly, so I can actually test all of that out. So that video is coming soon. It's just it's really gotten backed up because I'm slowly migrating. I migrated my laptop to my new laptop, but now I need to migrate my desktop to my laptop, and that includes the software that I'm using right now, everything. So I want to make sure I do everything right, and then I have a trip coming up, so a lot to get done. Don't buy a $1,200 phone before you buy a car. I mean, yeah. I haven't bought a new car yet, so I don't know. I'm hearing some Wi-Fi updates coming. When are you coming to NYC? I'm literally coming Thursday and leaving Saturday. That is my trip. Obviously, they're paying for it, so, you know, I'm not staying too much longer. Hey, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. Let's see. Should I get the iPhone XS, XS Max, or XR? I have an iPhone 7 Plus, by the way. I would get the iPhone XS. In my opinion, it's the best of the three. Reason is the XS Max does not get you a longer battery. It just doesn't. The battery on this one, I think our screen on time for this one was around 6 hours. So just not the best screen on time for the Plus, or Max, sorry, in my opinion. I would say you're better off just getting the XS, because I pretty much had the same battery life on the X last year as this one this year. So I would get the XS. It's not that big of a battery life. Yes, it's a smaller screen, but it's about the same screen size that you had on the iPhone Plus. So I would say that's a better one. I personally don't like the XR as much, just because I feel it should be a lower price. Yes, it's cheaper than the XS, but in my opinion, it's just I don't prefer the LCD. I don't prefer the OLED. The blur effect is kind of curious, because although you can't use anything that's not human with the blur effect, it is actually better because it doesn't use the secondary lens, in my opinion. So it's interesting. But yeah, overall, I would say the XS is the best of the three. That is my opinion. It's 1:15 and 11 seconds glitch in the matrix. No, actually, I know it's hard to see from your angle, but trust me, I've zoomed into this photo. It is 1:16. It's always 1:16. And if I had my 1:16 shirt on from our merch store in the description, you would know why. It's always Rigsby 1:16 in this place that I visit you guys from. What's your phone of the year? It's coming down to the wire. But yeah, we're gonna do the 10 best phones of 2018 probably in about 2 weeks, after I've completed my time with the OnePlus 6T, LG V40, and the Mate 20 Pro. But I can already tell you, in the top three is where these two live. Galaxy Note 9 and Mate 20 Pro live in the top three. Definitely. Which one will reign supreme? Which one? Find out on the video. Let's see. Is the S10 Samsung removing the headphone jack? Different rumors have said different things, so nothing is confirmed yet. Hey Ricky, what are the chances of Samsung releasing a Note 9 early? None. They will not release it early. But the lack of the Note 9 sales, I wanted to upgrade to the Note 8, my Note 8, but I want to wait for the Note 10. So yeah, no, the Note 10 will not release early anymore. What do you think about the new Lion King, by the way? I think it's kind of interesting. I'm really curious to see, because they did not have any of them talk. That I thought was kind of interesting. Like, why aren't they talking yet? Like, why? Is that part not done? Is that part harder to believe? I think there was a reason. Maybe just those scenes weren't done yet. Because those scenes are probably harder to do. Believable talking is probably very hard to do. But I believe in Jon Favreau after The Jungle Book for sure. Spectrum Cable launching Apple TV app tomorrow. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I've had it on Roku for a while, the Spectrum app. But yeah, it's good. It's cool that it's launching more places. I actually am cutting the cord, actually, too. So that will be another video I do in about probably 2 weeks or so. I just started. I went with DirecTV Now. Out of all the, it came down to DirecTV Now and PlayStation Vue. But yeah, I ended up going with DirecTV Now overall. And yeah, I will see how it does. Yeah. So basically, I have to deal with Apple being associated with my cable provider. Yeah, right. B&H may be closed Saturdays. That sucks. B&H closes up 1 p.m. on Friday and doesn't open on Saturdays. Damn it. It's okay. Makes me have to visit New York again, apparently. But yeah, that sucks. I really wish I got to go to B&H. I mean, I've always wanted to go there. But yeah. Dang it. All right. What's your favorite headset? I actually don't do any like headphones and mic. Like if you're talking about like gaming, I don't. I will tell you, I put on these. I think they were about $150 when I looked them up. From Razer, these headsets. This headset from Razer, and it was freaking awesome. I mean, at their event, like I was just like, man, I need one of these. So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, that's cool. Ricky, will you be going to CES this year, or will you be going to Barcelona for the S10 official Samsung Fold party? I will be going to CES. The only way, unfortunately, I will go to Barcelona is if I somehow get sponsored to go. You know, it's something that would be really cool, but obviously not holding my breath. I mean, that's a kind of a big expense for a company to do. But if a company like Xiaomi or Huawei or anything like that, or LG want to sponsor me going there, that would be great. But yeah, I probably won't go to Barcelona this year, just financially. And you know me, I'm very honest with you guys. Right now, you know, saving up for the house buy. Hopefully we will be buying a house next year. So that's the goal right now. And so financially, have to be responsible with every kind of trip and make sure it makes financial sense. CES makes financial sense because I live in Los Angeles and it's in Vegas, so it's pretty easy to always do that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And plus, to be fair, the S10 will be announced in New York. So if anything, maybe if I could get invited from Samsung for once Unpacked, we'll see. You know, the whole deal. We're gonna do what we always do for the Unpacked events is, if Samsung sends us to Unpacked and gives us a free phone, I will give it away with one of you. That's my deal. I've said it forever. If Samsung sends us to Unpacked and they give us a free phone, I will give it to you. You watching this right now. Yes, you. No, not you. Not you. You. One of you will win it. All right. Let's see. Hangouts will go dead eventually. They did stress, so they have no timeline on when this will happen. Does that mean you are passing down the desktop to YouTube Tech Girl? No. If anything, I will probably honestly sell them. I'm gonna sell my laptop for probably around, hopefully both I can get about $600 for. I'll probably be selling them, unless one of you guys wants to direct message me. I'll probably be selling them on eBay. That's how I usually sell most of my electronics. But yeah, I figure I can get $600 for them. The Samsung laptop is really good, and it's probably, well, no, I would say the Samsung laptop is really good, but the desktop is probably the better value right now because it has 2 500 solid state drives and a 2 terabyte hard drive, plus the graphics card 1070 GTX. So honestly, I mean, I do all my editing on it, so obviously it's going to be really good. And the Samsung can do light editing, it can do some light gaming, but that's where it would be. Let's see. S3 Magstrip plus NFC. Has Magstrip. Oh, Magstrip plus NFC. The Galaxy Watch only has NFC for mobile payments. That is true as well. Yes. You do lose the MST? Yeah, MST payments on the Galaxy Watch. But honestly, I never used it. I always use my phone for my my payments. What did you get Black Friday? I got a lot. I got my, well, let's say, I would say from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. I got my new laptop. I got my graphics card, my external graphics card. So I got a 1080 GTX graphics card that I'm going to be plugging into. And that's what's going to allow me to make the laptop the main thing. I need to get like a holder, a laptop holder. That's another thing I need to get. What else did I buy? Did I buy the Mate 20 at that point? No, I bought the Mate 20 before that. I bought a lot of Blu-rays because when I stream, a little girl can't stream when I'm uploading to YouTube. So I bought her a bunch of Blu-rays, like Alvin the Chipmunks pack and the Ice Age one. They were both on sale for like $10. So I bought those, and they come with the digital format too. So we have those as well. Beauty and the Beast also was like a bunch of them were on sale, so I bought all those. What else? I bought a 128 gig SD card for CES, so I think that's right here actually. No, right here. So I bought that. Bought that one. I bought a case for my Note 9, new case for that one. Bought a Batman animated series Blu-ray. The whole set was on sale for like under $50, so I thought it was a really good deal. What else? What else did I buy? I think that was it. I'm sure there was more actually, but I can't think of it right now. Bought a bunch of cables, like, yeah. It's funny how Amazon has an ad with YouTube on the Fire Stick. That is pretty hilarious, actually. I gave my Note 9 up back in October for Apple. I went Apple everything, the watch, table. I like it. It works. It just works. But I do miss Android. But everything's getting boring, and I don't know where the rest of your sentence went. Microsoft is the most valuable company in the world. Congrats, Apple. Apple is not having a good year. Yeah, Apple's not having a good year, especially the end of this quarter. I think again, this isn't Steve Jobs' Apple anymore. This is definitely Tim Cook's Apple. Is it good to be a beta tester for an app? Yeah, it's fine to be a beta tester for an app. I usually do it. Just as long as you have a way of uninstalling it. Now, beta testing a OS or an OS update, like if you're like, I'm beta testing Android or Samsung's One UI update with Android Pie on a spare phone. I'm not testing it on my main phone, my Note 9. So that's where I would say it. How were the Note 9 sales? I hadn't heard. I know they sold like over 5 million and stuff, but that was within the first month, so I don't know what was the range after that. Are you going to do a setup tour? I'm looking at this corner over here and it's still pretty messy. I think eventually we will do a setup tour, just not right now. What can you do, Samsung? What can you do, Samsung Avant battery running down fast? Take a look at some of our how to speed up and improve your battery life, like on the Note 9, and see if any of them apply to the Avant. But I don't have the Avant specifically, so I'm not sure. As long as the phone you were testing on the device on is not your daily driver, I agree. If you went little insight on Black Friday sales, Best Buy ran out of unlocked phones nationally. Per store, the company lost 50 to 100,000 in more lost sales. Wow. Should have had more phones. Will the S10 have Face ID or something similar to it? We did hear Samsung was actually abandoning it, but we'll see. Because Iris Scanner, with their Face Unlock with the Iris Scanner, was supposedly abandoning it, but it's weird. We'll see. Let's see. B&H owners are Orthodox Jews, so they have to keep the Sabbath, of course. Wi-Fi routers are getting big updates, so I'm hearing. All Wi-Fi routers? Is it like a security patch update, or what is the update? I probably need to update mine. I haven't updated it probably for 3 months. What is B&H? B&H is like a big store, like a Best Buy, but it's like a lot bigger from what I've always heard and kind of seen on videos. So yeah. Do you think Netflix will be in serious trouble when Disney coming out with their service? By the way, make time for B&H. You won't regret it. I hope I can. Is Netflix in trouble? It's funny that you say that, to be honest. Because I literally talked to my wife the other day, and I was like, because we just switched to DirecTV now, so you know we're cutting the cord, and I basically, and that's because Frontier was trying to overcharge us, and so basically I was just like, oh, you know, I mean, and then we're gonna be paying $10 a month or probably whatever for the Disney streaming service. She was like, you're getting the Disney streaming service? I'm like, well, yeah, we're gonna. I mean, it has Marvel and Star Wars. I don't have a choice. So basically, that was just the talk that we were having, and she was like, "But what? We already have Netflix," and I'm like, "I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna have to see after Disney has everything, all they have, Fox and Disney and Marvel and Star Wars. Should I keep Netflix? That's how much of a serious thing I'm already thinking about. Like, what's Netflix gonna have left? What is the reason to keep Netflix? I will say that they have the main reason right now and the most use of Netflix is my daughter. The Netflix kids movies is the main thing I would say she watches more than anything else. So that would be the main reason I would keep Netflix. But this is a Disney streaming service. It's gonna have a lot of kids movies. So yeah, that's how I'm at. That's where I'm at in terms of the streaming service. All right. What do you like about the Icon X 2018? I really want them, but the Jabra Elite definitely got my attention. The Jabra 65T are better sound, better battery life. If you have a Samsung smartphone, the Icon X has like that UHD sound implementation, or I guess you could say fine tuning for Samsung smartphones. But that's the only thing I could say that's better than the Jabra Elite. The Jabra Elite are better. Thoughts on the Pixel Slate? Bad reviews. I said from the beginning the Pixel Slate wasn't worth it. You are paying $599 plus $200, which is just insane to me. $100 should be all that it is for a keyboard case. So you are paying $799 for what? For a Celeron processor? It's just no. I'm sorry, it's not. And I really have to do probably a tech rant on like things that are not worth the price. And for me, and it's just, or sorry, things that are overpriced. Laptop replacements that are overpriced. iPad Pro, Pixel Slate, and the what's the other one? iPad Pro, Pixel Slate. I mean, you could add the Tab S4 to it, to be honest, for the price point. But that's not trying to be well, it is trying to be a laptop replacement, it just fails miserably. Surface Go. All three of those as a laptop replacement. I don't think any of them are true laptop replacements, even though they're being pitched that way. All of them are good secondary computers, but they are not laptop replacements at all, in my opinion. So yeah, and they're just not worth the price. It's like, how much does the weight cost you? Because that's what it really is. For a $600, $700 price point, you get a much better computer. Way better. I remember on Black Friday, one of the deals was, I think it was like $650, and you got an i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and 256 solid state, and a graphics card built in on it, and it was a 14-inch. Better than all the other ones we just mentioned in every way, except for the weight. Let's see. Will you give me a free Samsung phone? I'll see. Have Samsung send us unpacked, and then we'll see. B&H is a old NYC Fire HQ. It is the home of all tech cameras, phones, drones, laptops, and Geek Fantasyland. Oh wow, that's nice. Batman animated series nostalgia is over 9,000. Yep. Really interested in that desktop. Just saying. No more Showbox APK. Oh, did that shut down? I heard it was shutting down. Did you get a Christmas tree, and did you decorate your home for Christmas lights? If so, share pics on Instagram or YouTube. My Christmas tree is the same one as the years before, so I have a picture of it on my Instagram right now. If you look back, you have to scroll back. But yeah, it's the same one I took. I think I took a photo of it last year, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. What do you think of the Lenovo Yoga 930 with its Note 9 pen and built-in soundbar? The Yogas are really nice. I honestly considered the Legion version for a while as my all-in-one computer, but I ended up going with the Dell XPS. But yeah, the Lenovo's good. Cough, Note 9 global sales are over 50 million since launch. 50 million since launch. Wow, that's performed very well. Very well for a Note. Very well. Thank you, Mullet. I always appreciate you, Mullet. Just want you to know that. Can you get me to the unpacked event, though? Oh, yeah. You have heard about the new YouTube story features. The story features have been around for a while. It's just they're trying to highlight it more on the app. But yeah, the story features have been around for a while, actually. It's been around for, I want to say, 3 months. I just don't care. I haven't done the stories. I never had Snapchat, so I never did there. I haven't done it on Instagram, so I haven't done there. And yeah, don't know. What do you think of the Galaxy Book 2? I think the Galaxy Book 2 is in the same camp, to be honest. I rather get a laptop and get more weight, but get more bang for my buck. That's just my mindset. I understand that the lightweight. I have a friend that bought the Surface Go, H2 Tech videos. Go check his videos out. And he did, the reasons to buy the Surface Go and the reasons not to buy the Surface Go. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. But I talked to him. I was just like, look, for me, it really is just like, how much did you pay for that? And, broke down the numbers, right? And it's like, you know you can get much better. You know you can get much better. But, it fits his needs because he really wanted a computer. He just does a full web browser, full desktop web browser on. And that's the same thing you can get with the Pixel Slate, to be fair. Pixel Slate has that same feature. So, yeah. Better to buy the Note 9 or wait for the Note 10? At this point, it's still kind of 50-50. You can go either way. I would say if you get to February, wait for it. But between now, I would say the Note 9 is still a great buy, and for a lower price now, too. What do you... by the way, I will do... Me and my family are going to probably do some kind of photo with the green screen and everything. My wife keeps wanting to do a family thing, so I'll post that one. And I'll probably post, a picture of all the presents, and although we're going to my mom's house for Christmas Eve to Christmas, so probably post that more, so hopefully she decorates. What do you think about the Beats 3 headphones? Be honest, Ricky. I think they're good, but not sure they're worth it. Beats headphones, I've never been too big of a fan on, to be honest. It just, in a world of Sony and Bose headphones, they're just so much better. Even Sennheiser, I think, are better for the price than Beats. But yeah, for me, I wouldn't get Beats. They're just, the quality isn't the price. Don't forget to hit like and check out Ricky's new app, Quiet Storm. Oh man, you always make me advertise the app. It's why I've never removed it here, man. So yeah, if you don't know, one thing that's helping us right now and helping us get more revenue, to get more trips, to get more stuff, is our app that I created. 50 First Date apps. It took a couple of months, but we created an app. And it's just a pretty fun app. It's just, all that it is basically you use it's a playing game to be on a date. You swipe, and player one asks a question: what if you could do anything right now, or whatever kind of thing. And then player 2 gets it, swipes, and name one of your best qualities. So those kind of games, it's just fun. The revenue's steadily gone up. So thank you guys for all your support on that app, because slowly going up, and so that's really cool. Send out a bat signal if you're in Times Square. I wish I could. Oh, will you be trying out the new Linux for DeX that just launched? Looks promising. I don't know if I'll be able to. I have a lot going on this month. Not to mention daughter's going to be on Christmas break, so I have to stay home a lot more. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. All right, I think we're going to call that a show. Thank you guys so much always for tuning in. I always really appreciate it. And yeah, didn't H2 Tech videos used to be a video editor? I don't think so. At least my friend has no association with it. But yeah, yeah, it didn't, at least as far as I know. But yeah, thank you guys always so much for watching. More videos coming out this week. Make sure you take a look at our Samsung video this week. I think it'll really be interesting. I think a lot of you guys will appreciate it and be very interested to see not only the video, but just what are the responses to the video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, thank you as always so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This has been RSTKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.